Welcome everybody to episode 13 of AWT, Andrew's Wrestling Talk, where we bring you the news and reviews of wrestling around the UK and much more. On today's show, we haven't got much in results from around the UK and events, unfortunately, but we have got what's coming up with a couple of events. We've got the general news, we've got the Call and Uncall War. We'll be discussing a little bit about Roadblock and total non-stop deletion. We've got some birthdays and some upcoming stuff on UPW. It's always good. So let's move straight on here into WCPW loaded that you can always watch on YouTube on Saturday nights, 8 o'clock. Now this past week, we had Alberto El Patron versus Johnny Mundo. Now this was supposed to happen at Delete WCPW. Alberto El Patron wasn't there, so we had Johnny Mundo versus Gabriel Kidd, which Johnny Mundo walked out victorious. But this past week on WCPW Loaded, Alberto El Patron defeated Johnny Mundo. What a great match that was. Go back and watch it on YouTube. It's a fantastic match. Awesome, fantastic. And obviously they've also announced as well that Alberto El Patron will be facing Kurt Angle in the next pay-per-view, True Destiny. Bit of a mixture there of Alberto El Patron and Kurt Angle there with the name. Fantastic work there. Also, we have the WCPW Women's Championship on the line, where Nixon Newell defended and defeated Brie Priestley. Now, after that match, there was a beatdown. Now, Nixon Newell had done a suicide dive on the outside of the ring, to the outside of the ring, and took out both members of the Swords of Essex. Now, after the match had finished, Paul Robinson dived into the ring and smashed down Nixon Newell. I haven't seen anything quite like this since the Attitude Era, when the men used to get involved with the women, and we used to see Bubba Ray Dudley put women through tables. Anyway, they stole the belt as well. Brie Priestley had stolen the belt, and they walked off with it, leaving Nixon Newell in a complete ruins in the middle of the ring. We'll only see what will happen next time we see WCPW Loaded. Also, we had a big triple threat tag team match. Now, it wasn't a number one contenders match. I would have thought it might have been. But Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven had defeated Prospect and the Coffees. Cracking tag team match there. Love Mustache Mountain. Absolutely fantastic. And of course we have the main event. Martin Kirby teaming up with Broken Matt Hardy to go against Bully Ray and the Swords of Essex. Now, depending on what happens here at the end of this match, which we'll get to in a second, if Martin Kirby wins, he becomes GM of WCPW. If he loses, he's fired and deleted, as Matt Hardy said, from WCPW. And what a cracking match this was. Absolutely brilliant. With the victorious Martin Kirby and Matt Hardy. So Martin Kirby now is the general manager now of WCPW. Plus also this whole episode was a season finale as well, so that was always good. So we will only see what happens next time. I don't know now what Adam Pacitti will do, whether if he'll just stay backstage or whatever. I don't think this will last too long either. I'm sure there'll be another stipulation match that changes it back. But congrats to Martin Kirby on becoming GM of WCPW. Absolutely fantastic. Now let's move on to some upcoming events that we've got coming up. Now I've got a few here. We've got a Boxing Day show on the 26th of December, and it will be Pro Evo Wrestling. Now they've got a great little card here. They've got Darcy versus Austin versus Luna as well. That's a great triple threat women's match there. Also we've got T-Bone versus Joseph Miller. Brilliant. Also Leon Hendricks to go against The Bruce. Also Jake McCluskey to go against Psycho Phillips. The Fever to go up against mystery opponents. Josh Bodum to go up against Kelly Six. So there's that card for Pro Evo Wrestling, sorry. For Pro Evo Wrestling, absolutely fantastic card that we've got there. Also, we've got Turkey Mania. 30th of December, Hope Wrestling. What a great name that is. You got Mark Messer versus Paul McSherry. We've also got Kai Payne to go against Jay Gardner. And of course the King of Flight's title, which will be Ashley Dunn defending the title against Jeannie Money. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Also, going into January now, Pro Wrestling Chaos on the 14th of January. So the tag team titles will be on the line. It will be the Steel Dragons defending the titles against Project Lucha. Also, we've got, here's a great one, Rampage Brown versus Eddie Bryan. Awesome, what a great match that's going to be. And of course, we've got the King of Chaos Championship, Wild Boar versus Jimmy Havoc. Now, if you go and have a look on Pro Wrestling Chaos's Facebook page, the graphics that they use for these matches are absolutely fantastic. I'd love to know where they got those done, but kudos to you, my friends. Brilliant graphics. Absolutely brilliant. So also on the 14th of January as well, we've got IPW UK Tables, Ladders and Challenges. So we've got Connor Mills versus Earl Black. Tony Storm to go against Nightshade. The Monsters to go against, I think that's the Monsters, to go against Maverick and Connor Hunter. The Cuban Challenge, Cuban Heat to go against Doug Williams. The All English title, Scott Starr to defend the title against Robbie X. A tables match, Managed versus Muscles Mansfield. And the main event, as far as I'm aware here, is a ladder match for the IPW UK Tag Team Championships. It will be DND versus the London Riots. Brilliant. Some great stuff going on there in IPW. Also, IPW have got another Super Show 6. That will be on the 22nd of January, and at the moment, as far as what we've got here, we've got Mike Scale to go against Johnny Mundo, and we've also got Matt Riddle to go against Pete Dunne. So that's what we've got so far in results and upcoming. So also on the upcoming events as well, UPW Ultimate Pro Wrestling. That's right. Second anniversary, which is on the 19th of January at the Riviera Hotel here in Weymouth. Now, we have got another couple of matches here that have been announced. Now, everybody knows that the one match that has been announced is Yestin Reese to go against Cody Rhodes. That's going to be an absolutely awesome match. No, unfortunately, it's a non-title match, but it's going to be still a cracking main event. Now, also, we've got Dirty Dick Riley to go up against Marty Scurll. Now, Dirty Dick Riley got this match by winning a triple threat match against the Bruce and Johnny Storm. Also, as recently been announced as well, match 3 of Charleston Hotshot Allen against Savvy Sid Scala. Now, the last time these two met, Charleston Allen won, and we were also interfered by Psycho Phillips, who completely battered the lot out of him. And the match before that, Savvy Sid Scala won, so we are at 1-1. So this should be very interesting. And also from UPW as well, Next Generation 2, that will be in March on the 4th, Saturday, in Yeovil once again. After a sold out, nearly 200 people were there, I believe. Well, I was there. It was absolutely fantastic. We did so much that night. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And this next one is going to be just as good. Hopefully bring you some more pre-shows and some more highlight trailers for both of these shows here at UPW, the second anniversary Super Show and the Next Generation in Yeovil. We are hoping to bring you some of the best in UPW from here on Andrew's Wrestling Talk. Now I'm going to go over here a couple of things here that I've got here. So, TNA's Total Non-Stop Deletion and WWE Roadblock. So, let's have a look at TNA's Total Non-Stop Deletion event that was held at the Hardy Compound. Now, personally myself, I thought this was actually pretty good, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was a few things that I didn't agree with. We'll go to some of them in a minute. We did have some great matches there. King Maxwell beating Rockstar Spud. We also had a women's #1 contenders match as well. Sienna, I think her name is. Yeah, that's it. Against a returning ODB. But Sienna did win, and goes on to face Rosemary at some point for that championship. Also, we had Bobby Lashley to go against Eddie Edwards for the TNA Heavyweight Championship. I believe it didn't end. I believe it did not end. It did go outside. It ended up being part of the Apocalypto tag team match as well. Jeff Hardy debuted Itchweed against someone. I can't remember what his name is now. Absolutely fantastic. Me being a huge fan of Jeff Hardy, of course. Absolutely fantastic. I do like that character. Very, very funny. Now moving on to the Apocalypto match. Some of this was good and some of it was bad. Now the bad parts for me, the Monster Abyss dropping a boulder on someone's head and pretty much killing them. I thought that was going a little bit too far. Same with Crazy Steve snapping his neck, someone's neck as well, which I thought was also going a little bit too far. But we did have some great graphics in there though. Oh, actually as well, right at the end as well, Crazy Steve coming flying out of that volcano as well was a bit like, really? I wasn't too sure about that. But we did have some great bits. Like, I love the fact that Gregory Helmsworth, or Shane Helms, was thrown into the, what do they call it? The Lake of Resurrection Lake, or whatever they call it, I don't know. But he came back as the Hurricane, and that was fantastic. I thought that was really funny. But kudos to Matt and Jeff Hardy there. I mean, they really did pull something off. It was very different. We've never really seen anything like that in wrestling. So, well done to them, and they really did pull off a great show. We did see some other returns as well. So the Rock and Roll Express. We also saw Hornswoggle, and I think we saw Animal as well. So, or Hawk, which one? I can't remember which one's dead and which one's alive. But yeah, that was good as well. So, all well done there to them. Now WWE Roadblock that we had on this past Sunday. I thought it was pretty good actually. I didn't think it was too bad. I thought Enzo and Kaz with Rusev and that on the pre-show, I thought that was a little pointless. They should have been on a bit more of the main show. The tag team titles. I'm really happy for the New Day for having broken the record, and but I'm not. I'm glad it hasn't carried on. I'm glad it's ended there, and congratulations to Cesaro and Sheamus on becoming the Raw Tag Team Champions. Fantastic work. Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho was a great match as well. I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. The women's match for the title in an Iron Man or Iron Woman 30-minute match was okay. There was a lot of people on social media moaning that it had gone into overtime. Now, if you look back at some Iron Man matches, sometimes they go into overtime and sometimes they don't. We had the 60-minute Iron Man match with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. That went into overtime, but we also had one, Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, that didn't go into overtime and was a draw. So a lot of people were a bit disappointed again because Sasha had lost and Charlotte had won. People, you need to realise that WWE at the minute are all about records. It's all about who's got the best record. The New Day, the longest reigning tag team champions. Charlotte is undefeated on pay-per-view. This will be until WrestleMania. If you're a true wrestling fan and you really know your stuff, you'd know this. You'd figure it out for yourself. Also, when it comes down to WWE and records as well, Seth Rollins was out of the title picture on this pay-per-view as well, which was the first match for him, I think, in the last maybe 10 pay-per-views, maybe a little bit more than that actually. He's always been in the title picture. And of course, we had the Triple Threat Cruiserweight Championship match as well. I didn't think we were going to see Rich Swann win again, but once the match had finished, we were graced the presence of Neville, who's turned heel and beat the crap out of him. This is great because this is going to look very different for Neville. This is a very different change for him, and it's nice to see that they've brought the British man back. but they're only sticking him in there. Ooh. Obsolete. That's right, my phone going off. Here live on AWT. Let's turn it off. So yeah, back to Roadblock on in that match. So yeah, like I said, it was great to see Neville come back as a heel. Very changing character. I'm glad the WWE are doing something with it. Now at the end, the championship match at the end. For me, I wasn't interested too much. I still watched it, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't as interested in it as, you know, as some of the other matches that we did have that night. So congratulations to Kevin Owens. Actually, well, I can't really even say that for the fact that Chris Jericho came out and helped you. Yes. Brilliant. So, but all around there, I think I'm going to give Final Deletion an 8 out of 10, and I'm going to give WWE an 8 out of 10 as well. So, well done to both of you guys for getting 8 out of 10 out of me. So let's move on to the cool and uncool wall, where I've been sending out the picture. I can't even get my words out today, once again. But I've been sending up this one here. Cody Rhodes joining the Bullet Club. Is it cool or is it uncool? And I've been posting this one all week. And the votes are in. I've counted all the votes. And it has come back as cool. That's right. It's cool. Cody Rhodes joining the Bullet Club is a cool thing. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's very interesting that Cody Rhodes has taken a side like this. I believe it's in New Japan Wrestling as well, and not so much Ring of Honor. I believe that's how it is. So this week on the cool and uncool wall, do you think they're cool and uncool? That's right, do you think they are cool and uncool? It's Cesaro and Sheamus. That's right, Cesaro and Sheamus are new Raw Tag Team Champions. Are they cool or uncool? Me, personally, I quite like it. I think all the building up that they've been doing, and now they're partially getting on the same page. So let us know what you think. Are they cool and uncool? Do you think they deserve the tag team titles? Me, I think they do, but we'll soon see. So I should be posting that up for the next week. Right. Also, birthdays. Birthdays from Monday. Happy birthday to you, professional wrestler Curtis Chapman. Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to Stuart Nate. Stuart Nate from CSF Pro Wrestling. Happy birthday to you as well. It was also Trish Stratus' birthday on Monday as well, so happy birthday to you, Trish. I'm sure you're not watching, but still. There we go. Awesome. So, let's move on to some news. Okay. So, some news. Let's have a little bit of news in our part to start off with. So, CCW, a new Devon wrestling company, Cornish Championship Wrestling. Fantastic. This is great news to hear this. They're going to be starting in March. So find them on Facebook. Find their page on Facebook and follow them. Keep your eyes out because it's going to be a great little company going on in Devon. So that's going to be great, and hopefully I can get there as Andrew's Wrestling Talk and do some bits as well over there as well. So also, congratulations to Aisha Ray for winning the IPW UK Women's Championship. Awesome. Congratulations to you. Let's have a look. Let's see what else we got here. Some of these I've already talked about already. Neville turning heel, I think is great. I think it's a really good thing. Big Damo as well has also made more appearances on NXT, which is also a good thing. The new Raw Tag Team Championships. Now, I'm a bit... Why have they done this? I don't know. Nobody really likes the Universal title. They don't like the... You know, a lot of people don't like the fact that it's on a red leather belt. It looks horrible. So they've gone and done exactly the same to the tag team titles. Now New Day have lost them. So they've taken away the bronze. They've turned them into silver, I think, like the SmackDown ones. And they've put them on red belts. Personally, myself, I don't like them. And, it's WWE for you. They obviously want them all to look, you know, Raw and SmackDown. And does that mean that the WWE title is going to get a blue belt? I hope not, because that really will, to me, ruin some things there. Randy Orton wants a change in character. He wants to change, well, he's already had a slight change in character, but he wants to change in ring attire. Now that could be interesting, and to be honest, I think it needs to happen. With this whole thing with the Wyatt family at the moment, I think Randy Orton does need a change. Maybe some jeans or some combats or something like that. Wearing his short sleeve hooded top and that. I think it's going to work really well, and I think he should do it. So go for it, Randy. Do the change. WWE are personally all about breaking records. Like I was speaking about earlier, WWE are all about breaking records at the moment. It always seems to be about... Like I had no idea that Seth Rollins had been in constant title pictures. To me, it's, we don't really need... Do we really need to be constantly breaking records? Everybody's got to have something. New Day breaking the tag team record. Nikki breaking the Divas title record. Charlotte breaking the pay-per-view record. Seth being in the title picture record. And the records go on and on and on and on and on. Personally, I don't think it's great. I think they need to dull it down a little bit. But yeah, we'll see about that. Now, the biggest announcement that we've had recently is the WWE bringing in the United Kingdom Championship Tournament. Me, personally, I'm very 50-50 on it. I think it's a great idea, don't get me wrong. We'll go through the superstars that we've got on here as well. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a great idea. I've got one problem with it, which I'll get to in a minute. So let's go through these wrestlers that are on here, these 16. So we've got Trent Seven, Jack Stars, Pete Dunne, Wolfgang, Roy Johnson, Sam Gardwell, James Drake, Jordan Devlin, Tyler Bates, Joseph Connors, T-Bone, H.C. Adaya, Danny Malone, Chris Tyler, Saxon Huxley, Ring Orion, Tiger Alley, and Tucker. So we have got some great ones out there, and the ones for me that stand out the most: Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Joseph Connors. Brilliant. Oh, and Pete Dunne, of course, and Wolfgang. They all really stand out to me. I'm very excited, and I'm very happy for all of you guys to have made something out of this. You finally have achieved your goal and dream in wrestling. Fantastic. This is going to be a good thing for British wrestling. But my problem is with this, is that they want to do all of this and then they want to do a weekly show and they want to take it back home. Personally, I think that's a stupid idea. I really do. Why? Because then they're taking all these guys and they're taking them all over into America, and we probably won't really ever see them again. I think that the TV show should be broadcasted in its own country. I generally think that is the better idea. I think WWE will make plenty of money from it. They're obviously jumping on a bandwagon where British wrestling is real hot at the minute, and it's doing so well. WWE want to be a part of this now, which is fine, it's just great, it's awesome. But don't take the show home. Why can't it be based over here in the UK? And how long is it going to take as well for them to stick in maybe someone like Cesaro or someone like Sheamus, even though Cesaro is from Switzerland and that's part of the Euro? I don't know. Only time will tell. I still think it's a bad idea doing that. Or other than that, though, the whole concept in itself, I think is a cracking idea. It's fantastic, and thank you very much, WWE, for letting us have this at the minute. Also, as well, there's been a lot of arguments and speculations on they should be bringing back the European title instead of making a United Kingdom Championship. Now, I'll tell you why. It's a bit obvious to the reason why. Now, some of you, not like most of you that are watching, it will be just like people, the rest of the people around the country, moaning that they should be just bringing back the European title. Think about it, guys. European title would be Europe. This is a United Kingdom title, which is just England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. Any of that? Any more European countries in there? No. So why would we want a European title back? Think about it, people. It means nothing. Unless it was going to be a European thing, a European tournament, then maybe they would bring back the European title. But that's not what it's about. It's about the UK, not Europe. So we don't want a European title, we want a UK title. So that's what we got. So people all over the world, over the rest of the country, sorry, stop bloody moaning. We're not getting a European title back, hopefully. Personally, don't think it's worth even having it back. Right, also, I got another announcement here for myself. We're going to be bringing in, and this is not my idea, by the way, this is Richard Meredith that's brought this idea in. We're going to be bringing in the AWT Awards. That's right, the AWT Awards. I'm not sure when we're going to be bringing this in. We might leave it a little bit longer to get some more material and some more stuff in. But we're going to have possibly a couple of ideas I've got here. Best heel, best face, best tag team, best company. And one that I want all of you lot to vote on would be the best Q5 that we've had here on AWT as well. But we'll be looking into that, to keep your eyes open on that one. Should be very interesting. Now, also, next week is my Christmas special, even though I've got my lovely Christmas tree hanging up here. Look, I've got some nice things here. John Cena, DX, and some Jeff Hardy. I've even got Brothers All here. UPW, Fight Nation, WCPW. Even TWS is down there as well somewhere. Yes, that's right. My lovely wrestling Christmas tree with Shawn Michaels t-shirt hanging on top. Love it. So next week, it is my Christmas episode. I will have a Q5 with this man. That's right, Jason King joined me on the Q5 for a very interesting interview that I'm sure you guys are going to find very funny. Me? I'll tell you how I think about it next week. Yeah. Don't forget that you can always listen to TWS as well on Sundays at 7 o'clock. It's their birthday coming up on the 8th of January as well. Don't forget to miss out on that. Don't forget as well to sign up to Total Wrestling Magazine. It's also absolutely fantastic that you should be reading. I think most people do. But yes. And of course the results next week of the Cool and Uncool Ball as well. So yeah, there we go. I know that's not been a massive lot here on AWT this week. It is Christmas. A lot of them are shut in shop and there's not a lot of things going on until January. But join me next week for the Q5 with Jason King for my Christmas episode. And I shall see you next week for episode 14. I've been your host, Carl Andrews, and I will see you next time.